What video game did you drop laughably quick? Cyberpunk 2077. Not because it was bad, but because I was diagnosed with heart failure shortly before I got the game. Playing as a dying protagonist struggling to find a way to stay alive hit a little too close to home. Edit. Thank you to everyone asking how I'm doing. I wish I could say I've improved, but my most recent exams have shown decreased functioning. They are going to recheck in a couple months to confirm, so I'm trying to remain optimistic while also trying to do everything I can to help my heart, like exercise, eating healthy, and taking a dozen medications. Unfortunately, the new Borderlands. I play on console, and the UI was painful to deal with considering it's a game you constantly need to organize your weapons. Elden Ring. Really not my jam. If I wanted that level of frustration, I would go back to working with the general public. Any fighting game. I loved them as a child. But now I'm 36. Every few years I'll be tempted and buy one, realize I'm shit at it, then never touch it again. Hogwarts Legacy. I think my expectations were too high, but I was over an hour in when I realized that this was a stupidly long tutorial, just a game that held your hand the whole way. Far Cry 6. What a disappointment. Sonic Unleashed. I didn't feel the same joy I felt with Sonic Adventure 2. I didn't get very far before I moved on. Amnesia. Noped right out. The first Mass Effect. I tried playing it after a night out and had too much to drink. I got bored with all the dialogue, and the first action was shooting these floating balls that didn't really fight back. So I turned it off after 20-30 minutes and completely forgot about it until years later. Now the series is one of my favorites. Death Stranding. If I wanted to clumsily walk somewhere, I'll just go to the neighborhood bar and walk home. I played one Overwatch match during a free play weekend once. Same thing with Marvel Rivals. I fumbled my copy of Pokemon Yellow, as a kid literally, as I pulled it out of the Walmart bag. Hit the ground right on the corner. Massive bummer. Then played it for over 200 hours. Never recovered from being a Butterfingers though. Rust. Logged in naked on beach. Took 2 steps, killed. Spawned, killed again. Once more, spawned, killed again. Logged off game, uninstalled. I'm sure I'll get some hate for this, but Elden Ring. Game looks amazing, but boy did I suck at it. Like, infuriatingly bad at it, and so I just uninstalled and was glad I used a gift card instead of my money for it. Dead Island 2. Head bobbing hit my motion sickness hard, and I actually threw up within the first hour. Shame. I was having fun, much more than the opening of the first one. For games that didn't involve motion sickness, I'd have to say FNAF Security Breach. First FNAF game I tried since the first, but by God, was it a broken mess? Love Glamrock Freddy though, great design. Sonic 06 would be another quick drop. God, it was a pain to play. Disco Elysium. Just was for me. Kingdom Hearts 3. I played an hour and realized I had no idea what was going on and wasn't interested in learning about it. I've tried all those anime gacha ARPG games, Wuthering Waves, Neverness to Everness, and Zenless Zone Zero. They all have the same exact fucking gameplay of switching characters mid-fight while spamming. Left mouse click and press E or Q for special attacks just isn't for me. I was just hoping for something like Elden Ring, but with a fun anime art style. Starfield. When it launched, I immediately bought it, launched it, and within a few minutes I realized it was going to be the kind of game I'd be interested in. I got a refund. Expedition 33. I know it's a good game. StarQuest. Starfleet? Can't even remember the name. It's the game that Bethesda recently made. I played it for 30 minutes, and I was done. Wake me when ES6 comes out. Witcher 3, just not my cup of tea. Nier Automata. I righted this wrong months later, but I hated the bullet time mechanics and perspective shifting segments the game showcases early on. Cyberpunk. Waited like an hour for that shit to download, played it twice and never again. I have tried to play Skyrim like 12 times. It never hooked me. Combat felt like just mashing melee button and healing faster than the enemy. Watch Dogs, Civilization the 7th, Borderlands 4. I'll get hate, but Zelda Breath of the Wild. I've played and loved every 3D Zelda game since OOT, but the whole open world concept with no real storyline and no real direction put me off within a few hours. Also, I became super frustrated with the weapons breaking constantly. It wasn't until this spring when I got a Switch 2 that I picked it up again, and following online guides on what to actually do made it semi-enjoyable. Forspoken and Biomutant. They were as bad as people said. Helldivers 2, there was a lot of hype surrounding this game, and it honestly just was very fun. The new Metroid was quite bad, unfortunately. Could not make myself finish it. I actually felt bad for the people that made the game. Must suck to be forced to deliver garbage. Hogwarts Legacy years later and I'm still mad that I paid for that shit. I played exactly one match of Fortnite which lasted approximately 5 minutes. It took me longer to create an account and install the game. I heard so much hype for Undertale, but I just did not like the gameplay, and I don't really play games for the story, so I didn't care enough to continue. I dropped Jedi Fallen Order after about 2 hours. It was just too hard. Thank God I played Elden Ring knowing it was supposed to be hard. It taught me game resilience. Came back to Fallen Order and Survivor have become some of my favorite games I've ever played, and I cannot wait until the third one. Just talking about it makes me want to do another playthrough. I bought the Borderlands collection for Switch, played the first game for about 20 minutes, never picked it up again. I can see that it's a very popular series, but it's just not quite what I enjoy. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Red Dead just not for me. Pokopia. Everyone everywhere said it was a huge time sink and would take over your life. The game was so grindy I couldn't stand it. Every moment I needed 30 of something that was never close to me. Also, the storage system is abhorrent. Divinity Original Sin 2. Heard it was an amazing game, and I believe that is, but it's just too big for me. Too many options, too many branching paths. All very good things if that is what you want. Just wasn't for me. I prefer a very linear game with one clean-cut story, preferably something I can get through in under 20 hours. It was just more than I wanted to get involved in. Battlefield 2042. Been a fan of the series since the Wake Island demo. I purchased a 10-hour trial on EA Pay app. All my matches ended in me Alt F4ing. I uninstalled the game after less than 2 hours. Cut my losses and split. Elden Ring. I prefer linear games, thank you very much lol. Final Fantasy VII Remake. I dropped it around when they make you spend like an extra hour in Sector 7 delivering air filters and talking to a landlord. The pacing shift from the original is just too much for me, and I don't care for what I've heard about the story additions. Outer Wilds. As soon as I discovered just how short the cycle is, I knew playing it would be chronically stressful trying to manage my time, and I lost interest. Days Gone. It felt soulless, like those mobile zombie game trailers. I hate even saying this, but Outer Wilds. Everything about the game sounds like something I would adore, and from watching playthroughs of it, it is an absolutely incredible and moving piece of art in gaming. But I just got so frustrated with the ship's controls and my absolute inability to just not get myself killed by the dumbest things, which is entirely on me, not the game. Definitely not the fault of the game, but I still gave up and decided to just watch a playthrough instead. I wouldn't say laughably quick because I didn't want to drop it, but Civ 7. I put some work into wanting to like it, but I've been playing Civ forever and 7 just killed it for me so bad. Why change your civilization and keep the leader visually and toolbar-wise absolute garbage, nearly impossible to understand what is going on? I was giving that, I want to like this play, and I had a big military getting used to the general mechanism, liking it about to wipe a. Civ and era changed, now I can't war, and my units get teleported to fuck whole land. I quit then, and just deleted it. I know it got a lot of patches, but I still don't trust